Jada Pinkett Smith made an appearance on the Today Show, and she revealed some things that we didn't know about her and Will Smith's marriage. My dude Chris Rock had to get slapped over a couple that they not even together.
Like, so many celebrities and influencers will do godly and biblical things with a secular foundation. So they'll get married. Mm-hmm. Marriage is a covenant with God. They'll do marriage things, they'll do family things, but they'll pervert it and have threesomes and add in an extra person. They'll pervert it and live on separate sides of the house while they do their own thing. And then on the outside, people that are so eager and ready to blame Jesus, to blame God. See, that's why I don't get married, and that's why I'm not going to sign those papers, and that's why I don't deal with the church. No, let me tell y'all what is happening. People are doing godly things on a secular foundation, and that is why they are falling apart.
This is an Iwegbus production.
Period.
Here recently, Jada Pinkett Smith made an appearance on the Today Show, and she revealed some things that we didn't know about her and Will Smith's marriage.
So many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
yes,
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. Over the next several years, Jada and Will kept up the appearance of a committed married couple.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out.
During our walk in Baltimore, Jada reflected on their breakup.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, why it fractured, that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Oh.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
But you still live separately.
We live separately.
Wow. So I know, man, social media has been going crazy over this situation, man. And I'm just like thrown off. Well, first off, my reaction was because I was wondering, like, why is she just now coming out with this? Like, why? And then I kept listening, and I was like, oh, she got a book coming out. That's why so it was in the book, and she's releasing the book. So she like, guess what? If I'm going to come out with this, I'm going to get the bag too. So, hey, I don't falter for that. If everybody's going to be talking about you, if everybody else is going to get paid based off of the situation with your marriage, you might as well get the bag, man. And so she is definitely going to get a big bag off of this because many people, just like we doing right now, they gonna talk about this situation there. Yeah. So she's definitely getting the bag off of the book. But this comes back to what we talk about so much, man, and that your marriage has to be centered around Christ. It's point blank, simply it. If you go and look at the statistics, most marriages that are actually succeeding are Christian marriages. Like, you can go look that up there versus those secular marriages, man. And you got to have something because feelings are fleeting. And what you see that they're doing, they're talking about basically they're upset. They just getting tired with trying to change each other, basically. Yeah. Like, and it's like, no, you can't do that. That's not what this is meant to do, is where you're supposed to change this person into your, little person that makes you feel good all the time and all that. And so, man, and so that's what you continue to see is once one person is not willing to compromise, now you waste all this daggone time and it's just over from there. So, and one of the biggest thing I was thinking about this, I was like, dang, my dude Chris Rock had to get slapped over a couple that they not even together. Like, yeah, they not even together at all. So I don't know. It threw me for a loop, but at the same time, it's like, okay, they're finally coming out with what everybody else been known. Will probably somewhere on an island or somewhere out of the country chilling. Like, let me wait till all this goes over. I don't even want to talk about it, man. But this makes sense of the whole August Alsina thing and all that situation, babe. What you think about it?
Yeah, I think it is not surprising. It's definitely something that almost anybody with common sense would expect to happen to, I believe, a marriage that has been declining for a very long time. Yeah. One thing that, okay, quick story, y'all. I was driving to Walmart and I was just praying to God. And I was like, God, why am I the way that I am? Y'all know me, like, Namdi's the nice one of us too. And I'm gonna start wording this differently because I'm working on being nice.
What are you talking about? You're a kind person.
I am a kind person, but I am very unafraid of saying hard things. I sincerely don't care about what people will have to say if the Lord assigns me to say something difficult. But a lot of people don't like that. Like a very small percentage of the world actually have confrontational, difficult conversations.
Then somebody say that, or maybe one of our spiritual mentors said, like, you're an agitator.
Yeah, I am an agitator. Yeah. And I was just like, dang, that sucks. But I'm praying and the Lord just immediately comforts me and says, no, I created you this way. Yeah. Do you remember me? Do you remember Jesus? Yeah. He was not a person that walked around and ignored demonic evil things that were at play, especially things that have influence. He went after the religious leaders. He was confrontational. Yeah. And he said, I built you. And one of your responsibilities is to tear down and build up. Where am I going with this? So many celebrities and influencers will do godly and biblical things with a secular foundation, right? So they'll get married, which is a God thing. Marriage is a covenant with God, two people in God, right? They'll do marriage things, they'll do family things, but they'll pervert it and have threesomes. They'll pervert it and add in an extra person. They'll pervert it and take breaks. They'll pervert it and live on separate sides of the house while they do their own thing. And then on the outside, people that are so eager and ready to blame Jesus, to blame God. See, that's why I don't get married, and that's why I'm not going to sign those papers, and that's why I don't deal with the church. No, let me tell y'all what is happening. People are doing godly things on a secular foundation, and that is why they are falling apart. Not because of marriage, not because of the church, not because of Christians. It is two flesh-filled people who are giving themselves into their desires within God-made things, and those things are failing. Because the things that God created, he created them for you to do it with him. So you cannot do the things that he created, like have sex, like have a marriage, like have families, be fruitful and multiply. You cannot do those things and then say, I want that, but I want to do all the other stuff as well that my flesh wants, and get mad at God for why his thing didn't work. No, you're not doing it the way that he originally designed. And so that's why I go so hard, because I feel like I'm Jesus' security guard. Like, I know he don't need protection. He don't need me to do that. But I'm like, no, y'all not going to come at God, and y'all not going to come at marriages left and right and be like, see. No. What we're going to do is we are going to have a transparent conversation. Every time I talk to someone that has left the church, that is divorced and don't believe in marriage, that doesn't believe in something, the conversation is, well, let's see how you did it. How did you do that marriage? What happened in that church? Who's the pastor? Oh, he was a homosexual. Well, yeah, like, it's not going to be right.
Right.
You just cannot expect things to function right if God is not anchored and centered in the middle of it. And so I just feel like this is typical. I pray that people are gaining enough sense. Unfortunately, it had to be on their behalf, but gaining enough sense to say, maybe marriage the way that, this was a popular thing, like, oh, it's open and it's free, and he loves me for who I am, and we give each other a pass, and it's just open. He needs another woman. That's how men are created. They want multiple women. I pray that through these celebrities and through the people that y'all have idolized, I pray that through these things y'all realize it will not operate properly without God.
Yeah.
That's really
it.
it.
I mean, you need the word to stand on, really.
Yes.
That's the instruction manual for marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, even, because somebody's going to probably push back, well, there's other belief systems that have successful marriages. And I'll say that they do. You can still get some of the benefits of actually using the principles. Okay. They may not be saved. They may not, eternally have the place to where we're going, but they'll get those benefits. But you got to have something that is greater than just you and her getting it on. Y'all just feeling good. Cause that feeling, man, it's going to go. You're going to get exhausted. We got times when we just like, man, my nigga on nerves, but it's just like, okay, for better or worse.
Right.
All right. This is the worst part. And the better part is going to come back around.
Yeah. And when you have biblical principles that you're standing on, you're not just walking away so easily. And that is what I also think. I have talked to people who have prematurely left their marriage that deeply regret it. Nobody cheated. Nobody was abusive. Y'all just didn't do anything. Like, we disagreed. You wanted to raise the kids one way. I was gun-held on my way, and we couldn't compromise, and then we left each other. And it's like, no. That's when you have to insert biblical principles for better, for worse. Okay, what does this look like? Oh, one of the things that the Lord wants us to be is selfless. One of the things that he wants us to be is serve. So, if I want to be more like Jesus, that means I have to be a peacemaker. If I am a woman of God, that means I need to submit to what my husband is saying. And that is one of the things that I think people are upset about, but it's like, you're not following biblical principles. You got married and just did nothing. Yeah,
marriage, it's going to take a lot of sacrifice, a great deal. And a lot of times it's going to be on the man. Yeah. Like, it really is. Like, it's going to be like, okay, babe, what is it? Okay, then I lay down all of what I need to do, whatever I'm going to lay it down for you. It says it in the word that, like, we're supposed to be that sacrifice for you guys. And so I wish that this wasn't one of the biggest known marriages around, but hey, listen, if Jay-Z and Beyonce situation turned out the same, I would not be surprised. When I saw this, I was like, oh wow. But I wasn't really thrown off. I'm like, the world's doing what they do. Yeah. This is what they do. We just had an episode about what Jeezy and what's her name?
Tiana
Taylor and them. So now I guess in Hollywood is that we not getting divorced, right? Because we don't want to make headlines on that. Yeah. Because Tiana Taylor and them, they're not divorced. No, they're just separated. Yeah. So I guess it's like now, y'all just get separated. No, she sleep with who she sleep with. Basically. You sleep with who you sleep with. And then, it's good for the kids or so. Yeah. Like, no, the kids grow up confused. Right. Like, what are y'all, like, what's going on? But we will not see the fruits of what they're doing now. We won't see it until their kids get older and all of that. And I'm telling you right now, anybody that I've talked to who's gone through divorce, they totally regret it. Mm-hmm. They've had to live with the baggage. And really all they needed to do, there was just some changes. Because I had a talk with somebody here recently. I'm like, dude, you can do whatever you want to do there. But at the end of the day, if you go ahead and move on, guess who you're going to run into? Yourself. It's you, man. You have problems and issues. Like, I think it was Tim Ross who said this, marriage is a mirror. And it really is. For sure. Your partner is going to show you your blind spots, and you're going to have to make some adjustments. You're going to need to grow in some certain areas. You will not be who they are. You won't be that, but it will cause you to grow in many different areas that you just didn't know that you needed to grow in, man. So it's sad that this type of thing is happening, that this is what is, I guess, the world's, monument of marriage is people like Will and Jada and all these other popular couples, man. But we need to make kingdom marriages. We need to make that the front right there. Like, we need to make that popular. amongst everyone. Let's start to push those to the forefront.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah, so, hey, man, we want to know, what do y'all think about this situation, man? This is wild. I want to see it right now in the comments below. This is an Iwegbus production.
Period.
Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content.
Yeah.
Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Iwegbus. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.